Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into one of the absolute make-or-break moments of any construction project, RIB Stage 4. This is where all the cool design ideas get hammered into a real, buildable plan. So, let's get into it.
Okay, so picture this. You've just cleared Stage 3. The client is thrilled, they love the concept, the spatial layout is a go, and everybody's feeling great. But what now? How do you actually take that approved idea and turn it into something a builder can pick up and, build? Well, that's the big question. And Stage 4 is the answer.
The official name for it is technical design. And really, that definition says it all. This is the point where we stop talking in big sweeping gestures and start getting into the nitty-gritty of every single detail. It's all about creating a super robust, totally coordinated set of instructions that turns that vision into a physical reality.
I like to think of it this way. If Stage 3 is the beautiful architectural sketch, Stage 4 is the hardcore engineering blueprint. It is the absolute critical bridge that connects all the creative, conceptual work you've done with the boots-on-the-ground, physical work of Stage 5, which is construction. And trust me, if that bridge is weak, even the most brilliant ideas are going to come crashing down.
So what does technical detail actually mean in practice? What are you producing? Well, it's not just one document, it's a whole package of information. Let's run through the checklist of essential deliverables you need to have before you can say Stage 4 is done.
First up, obviously, are the drawings. And I mean all of them, fully detailed. We're talking architectural plans, the complete structural framework from the engineer, and all the MEP drawings, which coordinate every bit of plumbing, electrical, and ventilation. By the time you're done, every single pipe, every beam, every duct has its exact spot. No guesswork allowed.
But of course, drawings alone can't tell the whole story. That's where all the written documents come into play. You've got specifications that spell out the exact materials, the specific finishes, how systems need to perform. Then you have schedules that literally list every single door, window, and piece of built-in furniture. This is the stuff that guarantees quality and function, not just what it looks like.
And finally, you got to prove it all works and is above board. This is the compliance and review piece. You're submitting everything for building regulations approval to make sure the design is safe, accessible, and totally legal. You're also updating the risk register and, this is a big one, the cost plan. With this insane level of detail, your budget isn't a guess anymore. It's a seriously accurate forecast.
All right, so now we know what we're making, but let's talk about why this stage is just so unbelievably important. Because getting Stage 4 right isn't just about good practice. It's literally the pivot point for the entire project. It's non-negotiable.
This quote right here just nails it. Stage 4 is the last major design freeze. And why is that? Because after this point, every single little change, and I mean every change, is going to cost you serious time and serious money. The message couldn't be clearer. Decide now or pay later. And this table just lays out the stakes perfectly. If you have a poor, sloppy Stage 4, contractors have no idea what they're pricing, so they just inflate their tenders with huge just-in-case numbers. You're going to get endless errors and rework on site, and maybe the worst part, the original design ambition just gets lost. But with a solid Stage 4, you get confident pricing, a smooth build, and you actually deliver the design you promised.
If you had to boil all of Stage 4 down to just one single goal, this would be it: to systematically hunt down and eliminate risk and uncertainty before anyone even thinks about digging a hole. It's all about solving problems on paper, where it's cheap, instead of on a muddy construction site where mistakes are wildly expensive.
This is also where all those big, exciting ideas from the early days get real. A commitment to sustainability? That's not just a nice phrase anymore. Now, it's detailed in the insulation specs, it's designed into the ventilation systems, it's in the specific choice of materials. Stage 4 is what makes it actually happen.
Okay, so we know what it is, and we definitely know why it's so vital. But how do you actually get through it without pulling your hair out? Let's get into a little playbook for success.
Here are 4 key actions that can honestly make or break your Stage 4. If you can get these right, you'll keep the project on the rails and save yourself a world of pain down the line.
Look, a simple responsibility matrix might seem like boring admin, but it is one of the most powerful tools you have. It makes it crystal clear who's doing what and by when. Who's responsible for the MEP design? Who signs off on the final cost plan? Putting it all down in a chart like this means nothing gets missed, and you avoid those "I thought you were doing that" arguments later.
And that leads us right to the biggest danger in Stage 4,
Scope creep. If the client or someone on the design team suddenly wants to make a change, you have to have a formal process to stop and evaluate its impact on the cost and the schedule. Uncontrolled changes at this late stage are an absolute budget killer. End of story.
You've also got to know how you're actually going to build this thing, because your procurement route changes everything. With a traditional design, build, stage 4 needs to be 100% complete before it goes out to tender. But with something like design and build, you might bring the contractor on early to help with the technical details, which means stage 4 can start to overlap with construction.
At the end of the day, all of this intense work gets bundled into one thing, the tender package. This is the complete set of drawings and documents you send out to contractors. And for it to work, it has to be these 4 things: clear, complete, unambiguous, and ready for a contractor to look at it and give you a confident price. Anything less, and you're just gambling with the project's budget. So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. After all that work is done, you have to step back and ask yourself, is what I have here just a beautiful concept, or is it a truly buildable plan? Stage 4 is the process that gives you that answer.
Because really, that's what this all comes down to. An idea is just an idea. It's just a sketch. It's only when you've done the hard, detailed work of technical design that you can stand behind it. Stage 4 is where you prove the concept works, where you solve all the messy problems, and where you truly, finally, earn the right to build.